The topic about why that you were buying the Matterport Pro 3 camera, you also mentioned that you were thinking about replacing all your Matterport Pro 2 cameras.
Yes, and I think that
Why is that?
what's that?
Why is that?
Well, number one is speed. Number two is speed. The speed is really notably different, and I think
And
that
why is that speed important?
the speed is important because it just, for example, like in commercial spaces, which we do a lot of, the now that there has been a return to office, we sometimes will only get access to a specific location on a Saturday. And so Saturday and weekend shoots are starting to be requested more often. And there's only so many Saturdays, and there's only so many of our photographers that are available on those Saturdays. So if I could send somebody out and they can only shoot one floor, or they could shoot two full floors in the same amount of time, obviously it's going to be much better for us as a business to be able to, to schedule with greater ease on a weekend, or any property for that matter. Yeah.
You mentioned 2 floors instead of 1. Is it literally twice as fast as a Pro 2?
I think it's about twice as fast. Yeah.
And on a commercial space, and it's not necessarily because of or I'll ask it's faster because
It's faster because the rotation of the device is cut down by a significant amount of time. So if, say, that was originally like maybe, I don't know, they said it's like 30 seconds or something, but I think it's more like 40 some seconds. And now it's spinning around in maybe 20 seconds. So it's half the rotation size, and the registration of that data, you're really able to move on to the next scan a lot faster. So that just means that you're moving at a much faster pace, and you're spreading your scans out distance-wise much greater. So you have to do fewer scans and fewer density of scans. Instead of doing, say, 300 scans for a 20,000 square foot commercial office, you're doing that in like maybe 150.
so
All of those
a
reasons
lot
add
of
up.
reasons. I think the highlight there on the speed is most might read the Matterport Pro 3 specs and be focused and obsessed on how quickly the Matterport Pro 3 rotates and completes a scan versus a Pro 2. But based on what you just said, the greater time savings may be the fact that you can scan farther apart if that's appropriate for a space, which means you're reducing the number of scans that you need, and the camera never has to rotate. So if you can do, as you mentioned, if you can do 150 scans instead of 300 scans, already you have the savings is in half, even if the camera rotated at the same speed, just the fact that you could put the camera at greater distance.
I agree, Dan. And I think also for folks like myself who have gone from a Pro 1 all the way to the Pro 3, we're not at this point anymore where it's like, I love this and I'm happy to spend all day doing it necessarily. Like, I think that there is also there's somewhat of a ceiling in terms of, like, even if you love scanning and it's like the most exciting thing and you find it really satisfying and you think it's just so cool, at a certain point you're going to be like, yeah, like this should be faster. I'd like to do something else with my time today. Or you start to feel like it is suddenly anything that you realize you could be doing faster, why wouldn't you want to do it faster? So